Today we have a video on a recent pickup. It's ThreeZero Ranger Slayer Kimberly Hart figure. Now stick around to see my thoughts and opinions and see if you should pick one of these things up. Starting with the box, get your run-in-the-mill box here, typical ThreeZero box. Ranger Slayer, it's cool, it's pink. Got a warranty sheet, and here's a little instruction manual that came with it. Alright, now let's get her out of the box. Clamshell. Bunch of plastic all over Kim. Everything came off pretty easily. And here she is, out of the box, looking pretty good. Checking the details here, checking the joints. Alright, not gonna lie, when I first came off I thought I broke it. And it keeps coming off. Side profile, that arm looks pretty cool. The white and pink stripes, little arrow stripes, dragon scales. The contrast of the black and the pink looks really good, especially on that white. This outfit is pretty sick. It's definitely a nuanced approach to the typical Pink Ranger outfit. She has a little pterodactyl symbol on her right arm with the white stripe going down. Yeah, this outfit's pretty sick. White belt, pink armor overlays with the gray straps. Not common at all. And it does add to it. In the back you have the standard belt, white belt with the clip. That is much better than the glued. Again, dragon scales on the side. An up close look. Helmet, head sculpt, really cool. I love the pink extension pieces. The shoulder piece stays on via Velcro. Doesn't stand very well. The top of the cape is a molded plastic. The rest of the cape is a regular fabric cape that has wires going throughout, which makes it easy to pose. Do want to keep in mind though that those pink overlays are on top of the fabric. Now this shoulder piece is actually really cool. It's really detailed. The pink pops against the black. Velcro on the opposite side so that it sticks onto the figure itself, but it's not the best. It doesn't stick on very well. It pops off pretty frequently. One of her accessories, pink arrow. Typical Kimberly weapon here. Paint detail is nice. Pink is nice and vibrant. We have her power blaster in black. I do like this a lot. It is different than the typical red one, and it stands out. Like this one just looks mean. It looks evil. I do love the paint details here with the white and the black and the silver. The silver was done really well. It does pop, and they did get all the details right. It's beautiful. And I love the fact that it does articulate. Look at that. It articulates pretty well. Now, one thing to note with mine is that it was a bit wobbly. So although it looks great, and that they did add the articulation there, as you can see here, it is a bit wobbly. It's a bit loose. I don't know if they're reusing the same mold and that mold's getting old or what, but yeah. Now moving on to one of the coolest accessories of all time, you have this Sword of Darkness double bow. It's essentially two Swords of Darknesses put together and turned into a bow and arrow. So this thing is sick in person. Paint details are great. The red orbs, beautiful. String is nice and tight. It's really, really metallic looking. And the black against the metallic really pops. This is one of my favorite accessories. Moving on, she does have a bunch of hands. She comes with a total of 8. 3 extra hands that are on top of her standard hands. Her standard hands are the open hands. Here's a Haya karate hand, or it could be an arrow pull back hand. I don't know, one of those. But even in the hands, the details are great. When the pink pops, the pink pops has a silver paint overlays. I mean, these do all look really, really good. You do have the standard problem though, where same thing with the Hot Toys, when you try to take the hands off, the whole joint comes with it. keep that in mind. But here is a bow and arrow holding hand. Here's a fist. Fist for both hands. Open hand. Up close. You see how vibrant that pink is. These come standard on the figure. Just open hands. Both left and right hands. Here we have her bow and arrow holding hand, or her arrow holding hand, if I may. So this is, you know, you put the arrow in that hand and draw it back. Belt detail is great. Pink pops. One thing I was disappointed with is that the pink armor is not actually armor on the legs, and those gray straps are not actually gray straps. I do like the molded cape piece on the top. It does hinder articulation, but it does look cool, and the cape itself is great. Now again, I was disappointed with the fact that the pink overlays on the legs were not armor. I was expecting them to be similar to the shoulder piece, pieces of armor that extended from the suit, but they weren't. It just looked kind of cheap. I was rather disappointed on that part, especially with the two gray straps. I mean, I would definitely prefer to have them, and they are raised slightly. It just doesn't really sell that it's armor at all. So my other gripe is the ankle joints. Ankle joints are really loose, hard for her to stand up. Again, I don't know if they're reusing the molds and the molds are just not good, but those are my two biggest gripes. Now here she is next to Tommy and Lord Draken. Overall, just to wrap up my thoughts, I think this is a really good figure. I don't think it's worth the price, quite honestly. It seems like they're reusing all the same molds, and these molds at this point are getting old. But I mean, I will continue to buy them if they keep coming out with these comic book characters. I mean, especially the popular ones like Ranger Slayer and Draken. I mean, those suits just look badass. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned until next time. Thank you.